So thank you everyone for attending this presentation today. I'm really focused to help you grow your practice with online appointment booking. And I'll talk about online appointment booking, and it's a really short presentation, but I'll also maybe spend a little bit of time talking about other ways that you can grow your practice, but focused on online appointment booking today. Thanks again for taking the time. I know that everyone in the dental industry is busy even more than ever before, and so you taking out the time to figure out, think about ways that you can improve your practice are really important. So I really appreciate that. Again, my name is Keith Washington. I'm the VP of Products here at ProSites, and our whole company's goal is to help you acquire, engage, and retain your patients through the use of digital marketing and digital engagement solutions. On this particular slide, I do this, I've been watching this from the American Dental Association. They send out a survey on a regular basis, and I looked at the latest one, which was for the week of November 2, and they asked this question in every one of the surveys since the pandemic started: what is the current status of your dental practice? And I showed this slide for a couple of reasons. First of all, kudos to the entire dental industry for continuing to do whatever you can to help serve your patients, but also to let you know that if you can see, starting in this week of October, right after maybe even September 7, the open and business as usual, the green area has declined, and we never really got over, close to 50% of people saying that they were open in business as usual. And what that means is a couple of things. Number one, you are doing such great work in being able to serve your patients, but getting patients to come back into the office, or if you even have more patients than you can handle, being able to put them through the process has become more difficult. And we certainly understand that. And you can see that things are starting to become a little bit more difficult. It may be tied, I noticed that the ADA say it's loosely tied to the increase in the number of COVID cases. So if you have issues or you're trying to make sure that you get your practice back to normal, just know that you're not alone, in that most of the people in the industry are struggling to make sure that you keep your dental practice with in terms of the number of patients you want to see growing and getting back on track. We could be potentially entering a second wave of the pandemic. And as we do that, dental practices, you guys are really continuing to adjust to your staffing issues and patient requirements, and of course, financial issues. I did see in the ADA study, they actually did a study about part of their survey was on dental school loans, and that was really shocking to me in terms of some of the struggles that most dental practitioners and dentists are dealing with student loans. Patients are still somewhat unsure of the process of getting care. I think that you see that, and there are ways for us to help you. And really, you continue to adjust, and really amazing how practices are adjusting their processes to ensure a safe environment and high quality care. And at the end of the day, I think that you should take great pride in the fact that you've discovered ways to streamline your operations to get more patients through the practice. And you're making sure that you're taking care of getting everyone through the practice and having another successful, safe day. I think you do that every day. And some of the key things we have learned and heard from dental practices that are really, successful in this is number one, near real-time information for patients. It used to be that you would just be open, you would just have your business hours. Everyone knew the cadence for calling the office and scheduling an appointment with Mary or with Joe or with Dr. Steve, and all of that was simple. But now patients need real-time information regarding hours and all of the information that they need. Another thing is really touchless onboarding and offboarding, and I'll talk a little bit about that, and really focused on automation of a lot of formerly manual tasks. And it's really interesting that one task that has gone manual is scaling, which is hand scaling, which is really interesting. But automating as many things that you can do that used to be manual really helps speed up the patients. And to do that, A lot of dental practices are using digital solutions not only to communicate with patients, but to engage patients in all of in everything that they do. If you think about this, and I do this a number of times whenever I'm talking to practices, if you think about a dental patient's appointment journey, there's the pre-visit, all the things I need to know and do before I get there, the actual appointment, and what happens in the post-visit. And if you look at the things that patients are doing, the ability to automate that and digitize that and turn that into a solution that can help the patients and help you get more patients into the office are important. So think about this. First, the patient has to understand, is it safe? And I'll talk about how you do that. They have to then discover your availability, what procedures you offer, whether or not you do crowns, whether or not you do some of the cosmetic dentistry, or if you're focused more on implants, and understand what your procedures are before I even think about coming to visit. I have to book an appointment, and if you think about that, I have to call you, I have to look at my calendar, the front office has to look at their calendar, and I'm going to spend time talking about that today. I have to complete patient forms. And then when I get to the appointment, or right before I have to confirm the appointment, yes, I'm coming, I have to answer the pre-visit COVID questions. I have to announce my arrival, that you know that I'm here. Some practices use texting or live chat or even calling. Then you're going to give me the treatment. And before you do that, I have to understand the treatment options. And how you communicate that to me is really important. And then, of course, I have to get treatment from you. So all of these things are important in terms of a patient. And then after I attend, or after I go to get my treatment, then in the post visit I have to pay my bill and then hopefully get some treatment follow-up. And if you think about all of these touch points with a dental or with a patient, they're really important for making sure that you find ways to use digital tools to be more effective and more efficient in that entire patient journey. So if you look at it from your standpoint, the pre-visit, I need to get information. Is the information on your website? I need to be able to understand what your hours of availability. So have you used your communication software to be able to tell me like what types of services you offer, what types of hours you're here, what about your safety protocol? Can you use online appointment booking to help you get a patient booked an appointment? I'll spend all of my time doing that. Online patient forms are really important for being able to answer any questions and answer any questions, especially patient information, health information, um, uh, as well as the COVID questionnaire. Right before you get to the appointment, you have online patient forms. So really the COVID questionnaire is important the day before you go to the appointment. Using texting and live chat to communicate with the patient when they can come into the office. At treatment time, even though now we've entered into the manual process, but have you considered using dental treatment plans? And then the post-visit, online bill pay and video consultations, all of these things designed to automate and using digital solutions to automate the patient journey. And really today, I'm just going to focus on something simple, and that is online appointment booking. Our whole message today is that you give patients an easier way to schedule appointments with you and to engage with you through online appointment booking. Like you, many patients are short on time, not sure about availability, and for you to have to take time on your phone announcing or providing availability to a patient when they really don't have a lot of time and you don't have time to answer a phone and engage in this discussion. What if you just had your appointment calendar right on your website so that patients can access the calendar, by the way, during business hours or non-business hours, so they can see the calendar, they can see availability, they can pick the right provider, they can request a time that works for them, and then really help you focus on servicing patients. And I'll just show you a few screens of how we do it. This is a solution that we are now offering as ProSites and Practice Mojo as part of our Practice Mojo system, all designed to help you streamline scheduling and getting people into the office and getting patients into the office. Just a quick reminder about Practice Mojo. If you don't know about this, Practice Mojo is the leading patient engagement, communication, and reminder system in the industry. It's a powerful tool designed to help you keep your patients and keep them engaged, remind them, especially now about benefit season and taking advantage of whatever, of their insurance benefits. It has a automated patient reminder notification by email, text, phone, and postcard. It allows you to send out email campaigns, confirm appointments, and give you an ability to take the hands off the wheel when it comes to being able to remind and engage patients who are actually getting an appointment. At this point in time, it's so important to use digital solutions to automate that. And now, as I said, we've added online booking to this solution. The first thing is a patient being able to book an appointment or ask for an appointment right on your website. So we've designed the interface to allow you to ask key questions, and this is configurable by you, whether or not you're an existing patient or a new patient. A lot of times, practices, and we've done a lot of research on this, practices only want new patients to be able to book online, or only existing patients to book online. You have that flexibility. And then provide the patient with the ability to answer a few questions, and this is customizable too. Number one, what's the reason for your visit? Whether or not you have tooth pain, or whether or not you want a cleaning, or whether or not, for instance, if you're an orthodontist, whether or not you need a braces checkup, or a fitting, or whatever it is you need. You can ask them to tell you why that they're coming for the appointment. The next thing you can do is the next thing it does is provide a screen interface for the person to select the appointment time. So I can select the provider, the person that I want to have the appointment with, and then the time I want to book that appointment with. So all of this provides them with the ability on a night or a weekend to request an appointment at the time that's convenient for them, and you to control availability. And I really want to stress that we found that a lot of dental practices didn't want to just open up their calendar and let people book time on their calendar without the ability for them to control it. Really got a lot of feedback from some systems that you have to block out so much time, and that only can show maybe 1 hour a day online if I use it at all. And we built a system that provides you with the ultimate control. First of all, in your dashboard, there's a whole section on online booking that allows you to manage what you show to a potential patient. If a patient requests an appointment at this time, you have the ability. The most important thing is you can see pending appointment requests right in your dashboard. So imagine you have your team that comes in the morning and looks and sees we have 3 appointment requests, or 3 people who have scheduled appointments at these times on our calendar, and you get to see that. And you can accept or reject the appointment request. So really simple, that if you want that, you say, great, everything's good. I don't have any major emergency. Our doctor is going to be in the office, or our hygienist is going to be in the office at that time. I can accept the appointment, and then put that in your practice management's calendar, and then the notification and reminder components take over from there. Or you can reject an appointment, and then they get an email saying, unfortunately, the appointment's rejected. They can either select another time, or at that point in time, maybe they have to call you. But you can provide that information directly to you can decide directly to the patient whether or not you accept or reject an appointment request. One of the other things that's really important that we did is allow you to control which providers' calendars are displayed to a patient. So suppose you have 2 hygienists and 2 dentists in your office. You can decide that maybe this hygienist is never shown as available, or this dentist is only available for emergencies, or this dentist only does this type of care, and then show the calendar for those providers. What's really neat about this system is every one of the providers is pulled from your practice management system, and then you determine how their calendars is displayed. You can also provide some information about the provider. If it's a hygienist and her name is Sonia, and Sonia has been working with our practice for this many years, you can even put the picture of that provider on the booking system so that the patient can make an educated decision about that particular provider. You also can manage the procedure types, the appointment length. So if you have a cleaning and you want to schedule that for an hour, you can do that as a standard schedule. If you have others that you want to block out 2 hours, you can do that as well. And you can choose the appointment type, the appointment length, and availability for each one of the providers. Really provides you with a lot of control, but also a lot of automation around managing your connection with the client or with the patient. You can even block off your hours of the office. So it's getting ready to be Thanksgiving week. Is your office open on Wednesday? Is it open on Friday? People who are interested, especially people who are looking for emergency dental, will need to know that, and putting that and blocking that off on your calendar for any reason is something that provides convenience, and by the way, reduces the back and forth that you have with patients. I'll give you a little example that's not related to dentistry, but I go to my chiropractor every month. But this Friday, I'm not going to be able to make it. I had to call my chiropractor, leave them a message, and hope that they got my message, because they're kind of a small shop and they don't have any automation, and hope that they got my message. But now I have to call them back to reschedule my appointment or come up with another time, because I can't see their calendar and I don't know exactly when I'm available, if I'm available 2 Fridays from now at 3:30. So all of that can be done automatically without taking up the time of your team or your staff. So just really simple. Give patients an easier way to schedule appointments with online booking. You can do that right from your practice website, and you have the ability to streamline the scheduling for your staff and for your patients. You can control and customize all of the availability one time, or you can do this every week if you want, but it provides you with that flexibility, and you can decide which providers are shown. So all of the power that you need to help you ease the process of patients getting on board. Ultimately, that increases patient satisfaction, which increases the number of patients that you have coming in. Going back to our original premise, is I encourage you to use digital solutions to improve the way you communicate with patients to help you grow your practice at this time. Look at some of the processes that you have that a patient has to go through, and find ways to automate it. Make sure that your website has the most up-to-date information about your procedures. Consider adding online appointment booking. Make sure that your patient communication software is working for you, not against you, by providing reminders to your current patient list that now is the time to come in. Use online appointment booking to drive availability. Switch, I hope, and we've seen this early along, if you haven't done this, switch to online patient forms, not only to get the information in advance, to get critical care information, things like diabetes, things like whether or not they've been exposed to someone with COVID, or they think they have COVID symptoms before they show up in the office. Use online bill pay to pay touch to use to have bills paid touchless. Use texting and live chat. Texting and live chat are available right in Practice Mojo or on your website, all designed for you to make it simple for you just to be seeing patient after patient after patient without having to deal with as much overhead. All of these solutions are available to you through ProSites. And I really appreciate you taking the time. If you're interested in our marketing or communication solutions and you think they may be a good fit for your practice, contact us at 888-932-3644. Call us about anything. At the end of the day, we're here to help. We've learned over time that it's important for us to help you and not just sell you, but to help you, especially now in growing and building your practice. I thank you for taking the time. Please just ask me. I'll spend a few minutes now answering any questions that you have with respect to this presentation or any other any other topic that you have. And I have a question that's already come in, and I'll see if I'll just give me a minute to read it. The question, do you need to use Practice Mojo to use our online booking? And the answer is yes. And the reason for that is that our Practice Mojo solution is reading your practice management system. It's kind of a combined ecosystem. We're reading the practice management system for provider information. And then when someone books an appointment and you accept an appointment and you put that in your calendar, we're automatically reading that information and sending out reminders to patients, and your appointment is confirmed. Don't forget your appointment is coming up. A link to the online bookings, online forms right from Practice Mojo so that a person can fill out their online patient forms, health history, patient information, insurance information, all before they show up into your practice. I have another question where someone asked to do it. Do you need to have a ProSites website to be able to use the online booking solution? And the answer is no. Of course, I want you to have a ProSites website, but if you already have another website provider, you can still use our online booking solution, and we will show you how to put that online booking solution into your existing website. So you don't have to have our website to use online booking solutions for our online booking for your practice. What I'm going to do now is, in the recording for this part of the presentation, I'm going to stay online. I can answer any questions that you have. I really appreciate everyone spending the time today just to learn about how to use digital solutions to help you grow your practice. Please contact us if you have any questions. Please contact us if you have any thoughts about things that you would like to see us do. Really appreciate you spending the time. Thank you.